Let's talk about the power of one. Hey guys, welcome back to 5nothing100nothing.com. I am Fuckit! And that stands for the fittest underdog guru using intelligent tactics. And today, guys, let's talk about the power of one. Okay? One decision, one phone call, one more day, one wake up. All it takes is one thing, one moment, okay? One decision can change your whole life. Now, let's say it's a negative decision, right? It's to put all your money on one blackjack number and lose it all. It's very powerful, isn't it? In a negative way. One red light ran and you get sideswiped by a big truck and you're gone. Your chips are cashed in, speaking of gambling. There's all kinds of bad decisions and life-changing decisions that are just one decision away. On the flip side, there's a lot of one decisions that can change your life forever. And both are very powerful. So, I've seen this happen in my life where I returned a phone call and it was for a very big piece of business. I remember making a phone call that landed me on international TV for 3 years. I made a phone call to a promoter that landed me in the WWE. I've made phone calls that ended in heartbreak. I mean, all kinds of stuff. But the thing you got to remember is that you're one decision away. When it feels like, you're down and out, things aren't going your way, one decision, one action can change everything. So the life you're living today, if it's not exactly what you want, or you don't feel like it's going in the right direction, you continue to make that one decision. And they present themselves sometimes hourly, sometimes daily, sometimes monthly, who knows, right? But life can be chaos, but it can be chaos in some semblance of order as well. So I'm going to try not to get too deep with that one, but there's a lot of chaos, When I wake up in the morning, even through the stay at home, I've been getting up early regardless. Because I love to start my day proactively. For me, it has a huge benefit to my mental mindset when I start the day with getting stuff done. And even if the rest of the world is still sleeping for a little while, I feel like I'm that much further ahead of the game. So what I try to do is I try to be as proactive as I can in my day so that I can be reactive later on to anything that comes up, things that pop up that are unexpected. For instance, I was very proactive this morning and I had the internet service provider coming over to wire my place for a very fast internet service. And they came over Wednesday, they were over today, they'll be back in the morning. And, those were things that were out of my control, that they couldn't finish the job, or they didn't have the right tools, or they didn't have the right guy doing it, or whatever, But it didn't throw me off because I was as proactive as I could be earlier in my day to get done the things that I needed to get done, right? So that whatever happened, it's out of my hands. All I can do is know that the things that I needed to get done were done. As much as I could do, as much as what was in my control, I got it done. Okay? And it's very powerful, and it's a really good place to be in because it calms you, it calms anxiety, it calms tension, it calms pressure. When you know you got to get things done, the best thing you can do is not think about how you feel about it. Okay? It doesn't matter how you feel about it, it's still got to be done. You know, you talk to top athletes, guys that have an amazing, track record of physical prowess, right? Athletes, professional bodybuilders, actors, and they don't feel like doing those workouts every day. They don't feel like eating in a, sub-calorie maintenance, to try to lose body fat, whatever. They just do it. It's like they're just plug and play. They're programmed, right? They know that the outcome they're going to seek is worth all of that extra work they got to put in. They just know they got to do it, so they just do it. And when you start thinking about things, you just start putting them off. And some of those things you're putting off can be the things that change your life. So be honest with yourself. When you sit there, if you're in a place that you're saying, well, nothing good happens for me, I tried and nothing's working, are you really trying? Are you really doing every single thing within your power and doing it every day, doing those things that are going to get you to that next level? Or so that maybe you're one decision away, one phone call away, one conversation with somebody away from making everything click. Maybe not everything, but some things. And if they're not going to click to get you to the Holy Land, whatever that is for you, it's going to click to get you another step closer. And you can't despise those small steps. Got a little rain here. Because it's the small steps added one upon another that gets you to where you want to go. And sometimes along the way, when you start taking those steps, you start to see the path is changing a little bit. It may not be exactly the way you thought it was going to happen, and oftentimes it's not. Oftentimes there's a lot of curveballs, there's a lot of detours. But sometimes on those detours, sometimes when you see those curveballs, it's meant to guide you slightly off that path for a reason. Maybe you were going to get there too fast and squander it and blow it because you weren't ready. You weren't old enough, you weren't emotionally mature enough. Maybe you needed to pay more dues so that when you get there, you don't lose your spot, right? Think about the rock stars, right? The shooting stars, the young guys, or even the childhood actor is a really good example. You get a childhood actor, and how many of them, you could finish my sentence, can't you? They end up like drug addicts or a train wreck, right? They throw their lives away. And the thing is, it was a situation where it was too much too soon. Very, very few of us can handle having success and what it takes, the responsibility it takes to be able to handle it, to handle the notoriety, to handle the demands on your time, the public attention, and a lot of times people break because it came too fast. But then when you see that band that's an overnight success and you look at their track record and you hear their story, and they've been playing bars and putting together music and doing stuff for 15 years, right? And then they're an overnight success. And those bands were ready for it. They were ready for success because they paid their dues. They appreciated the grind and all the work it took to get there. So if you're trying to get around that and trying to get rich quick and take care of, get there yesterday, like a lot of times I'll see these Instagram models that are, selling supplements and fitness wear and all of that, and they're young, beautiful people, and they've got tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, right, or followers, and then they're going to tell you how to do it too. And it's like, well, you better be pretty charismatic, pretty good looking, or really know something with tech and marketing and I guess manipulation of people, for lack of a better word, or inspiration of people, something that's going to set you apart. So a lot of times when I see these young people that are trying to tell you how to do it too, and you can see that they've been, they're very gifted, they're very good looking, they've got something about them that just makes them different from everybody else or from a lot of people. So the thing is, you can look at those things for inspiration, but when you really want to achieve something, you're going to have to put in the time, you're going to have to put in the grind, you're going to have to get your hands dirty, you're going to have to get some calluses, and it's just the way it is. So if you want it bad enough, you'll do the work. It's interesting how life is. Like if you want to build a great body, you have got to sacrifice. You have got to push yourself. You have got to say no to bad things and say yes to the right things, the nourishing things to put in your body. And you will build that body. That doesn't happen overnight, does it? It takes months, sometimes years. Like, share, subscribe.